I spent over $100 on Fable in the last couple of weeks. And this is ridiculous because if I keep using this model, I'm going to end up broke. Dog, I can't be spending this amount of money. So in this video, I'm going to be covering like why AI is just so expensive now. And the main reason is because when you're trying to chase intelligence, that comes at the cost of just higher prices. And we see this with Fable, we see this with Opus 5. And yeah, this is like a big issue. And I think the biggest thing that I have learned with messing with these Claude models is this right here. So this is a website that I built with ChatGPT to just illustrate the problems of Claude. So let's say you have a conversation with Claude and you're working on a project. The longer the conversation, the more expensive the model gets. And why is that? So basically, we have a context window. So the more context you add, the more information the model has to work with. Therefore, it has to spend more thinking power, which is tokens. It has to do more steps to understand what you're talking about. It has to call more tools and then understand the feedback you're giving it. So I think that's why Fable is costing so much, is because it's super intelligent and I'm feeding all this like a ton of information and it just gets overwhelmed. So to combat this, it's literally better to start a new conversation, have cheaper models understand it, and then just go from there. That's how I really get the best out of my models when using Anthropic. And the reason why I'm dissing Anthropic is because back when Opus 4.6 came out, which was a while ago, it was the best model. I could use it for marketing, code, content. And now with just 4.7 and 4.8 and 5, it just got to the point where I just solely use it for coding. And that's very difficult on me as a content creator. So that's why I have learned a lot of tips on just trying to save with Claude, which I will share more at the end of the video. But basically, now we have to talk about Kimi. And what exactly is Kimi? So Kimi is a Chinese firm that has really blown up where you have to literally join a wait list for their monthly subscription because of just how much demand there has been for this Chinese model. And it's topping Opus 5. And that's just really crazy to think about. So I'm going to demonstrate just the price comparison between Kimi and just Claude models. So let's say you have a landing page for a business. You can literally use Kimi and get a cheaper and better result than Opus. And I'm going to show you a comparison of Fable, which has been the biggest money consumer, and it is almost 3 times more expensive. I guess they did reduce the cost on Fable, which is good, but it's like, dude, this is a crazy amount. And then we're going to take another model like GLM, and it saves like almost $11. And this is almost 80% or 87% cheaper than Fable, which is just crazy. And for the front end, it's not a big difference, which is the crazy part. The reason why everything's so expensive is because you're just not using the right models. Oh, Luke, how can we get GLM and Kimi K3? I'm so confused. I have a solution. So let me break down what OpenCode is. So OpenCode is a platform where you can connect open source models like Kimi K3 and GLM 5.2 and, use them for yourself. And basically, if you're not familiar with this, go ahead, download OpenCode. Yeah, OpenCode. Press this plus button and click OpenRouter. Put your API key in. Put some dollars in, and then you're set. I can't show that how the API key works because that would expose all my funds. But yeah, that's the best way to use Kimi since Kimi K3 is just sold out. But yeah, as I was saying, that's the reason why you want to use open source models, because they're just way cheaper. And I am super passionate about this stuff. So I've been just clicking on the dime here. But yeah, guys, I wanted to do this video to just break down like why Claude is just so expensive and how to just really save a lot of money nowadays, because it is just so expensive, to be honest. But yeah, so for this video, I will give you guys this website from ChatGPT that you can use for the most part, and you can just play around and just understand the price of things. I'll leave that in the description. And then you can use this token saver skill where you can have Claude talk in a caveman like sound so that it can really reduce the amount of tokens for the most part. So I hope you got a ton of value out of this video. I really enjoyed making these. I'm going to do way more, so please use all the assets and join the school community. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Stay tuned for more.